सर रविंद्र सर स्टार्ट करा.
सर व्हिडिओ मेन याच्यावरती नाही टाकता.
टाकलाय ना, मेन याच्यावरच आहे, स्पॉटलाइटच आहे.
त्याच्यामध्ये नाही. ठीक.
So now shall we start?
येस म्हणते रवींद्रजी.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now before
Welcome.
we start giving Dhamma talks, we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times.
Yes.
Okay.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
So now we will start the Dhamma talks. As we have already announced, we have already said, I will explain the Buddhanussati, Recollection of the Buddha. So today also a specialty for all the Buddhist people all over the world, because today is the first days of Buddha's lunar. We also call Buddha's Day or Vesak Day. According to Myanmar calendar, actually we have already passed Buddha's Vesak Day yesterday. So we have to do Patimaka yesterday. This is also Vesak Day according to Myanmar calendar. But anyway, now in many countries they are celebrating the Buddha's Vesak Day according to their own calendar. So in memory of the Buddha, I'm going to explain about Buddha's quality. I think almost every Buddhist know Buddha's quality. Somebody may know in Pali, for example, Itipiso, Bhagava, Arahan, Sama Sambuddha, and so on. They may know according to their own language, or they may know in Pali. But anyway, so today I have to explain Buddha's quality. In brief, there are only two types of quality. One is Atta Hita Sampati, the achievement for his own welfare. Then the second one, Parahita Patipati, practicing for the welfare of other living beings. If we summarize all the Buddha's quality, it will be only these two. Then what is called Attahita Sampati? Of course, to attain Buddha's food, Bodhisattva had to practice many different types of training. For example, 10 perfections, 5 relinquishment, and so forth. Then after enlightenment, and before the enlightenment in both conditions, the Buddha also had to practice for the welfare of other living beings. So we can also understand another way. Attahita Sampati, as I have translated, the achievement for his own welfare, can divide into two again. Bahana Sampata, the achievement by abandonment. Second one is Jnana Sampata, the achievement by knowledge or knowing. We can summarize in these two. Then we can also understand the next one, parahita sampati. When the Buddha practiced for the welfare of other living beings, what will we analyze this? The first one is by yoga, making an effort to deliver discourses. The second one is asaya, waiting for the maturity of controlling faculties. So sometimes, although the Buddha can deliver discourses, the Buddha had to wait until the listeners' controlling faculties become mature. That is why these two are parahita sampati, practicing for the welfare of other living beings. So this is the introductions of Buddha's quality. As we all have known that there are 9 types of Buddha's quality. In Pali, we also chant almost every day, Itipiso Bhagava Arahan Samma Sambuddho Vijajarana Sambano Sugado Lokavidu Anuttaro Buddhisa Dhamma Sarati Sattha Deva Manusanam Buddho Bhagava. These are in Pali. So today I cannot explain all the qualities, but you can also learn in many different ways. Okay, now I will introduce the first one, Arahan. When we talk about Arahan, mostly people may understand like a worthy one or holy one and so on. But actually there are 5 definitions of Arahan. We will talk about the first one. The first one is the one who stands remote and far away from all defilements. Who stand remote and also far away from all defilements. That's why he's called Arahan. So sometimes we are closer and closer to the defilements, but the Buddha is very far from defilements. That is why he's called Arahan. So we also have to understand what are called defilements. It makes our minds impure. It will define our minds. That's why it's called defilements. What are the defilements? Greed, hatred, delusion. These 3 are very popular defilements, very well-known defilements. Everywhere, in anybody, these 3 will arise. They are also the roots of defilements. They are also the roots of unwholesome mind. Then we also have pride or conceit. In Pali we call mana. We can also say arrogance. It is also defilements. And wrong view. Holding wrong view, not accepting karma and its result. This is also called defilements. Skepticism or doubt. So we may doubt about the Buddha's quality. We may have doubt about the Dhammas and Dhamma's quality. We may have doubts about Sanghas and Sangha's quality. We may have a doubt about the past lives, past existences. We may have doubts about future existences. We may have doubts about present lives, self, soul, or ego. Then we may also have doubts about the cause of a relationship, the dependent origination. This is called skepticism or doubt. This is also defilements. When we have doubts, we cannot decide what to do, where to go, and what not to do, where not to go. That's why it's also very bad defilements. Then again, sloth. So sometimes our minds are not very active. Then this is also defilements. Restlessness. Our minds are not very stable. Then we cannot take one object consistently. That's called restlessness. The moral shamelessness and moral fearlessness. These are called defilements. The Buddha is far from all these types of defilements. That's why he's called Arahan. Then the second definition is also similar to the first one. The one who destroys his enemies, the defilements. Sometimes we make friends with defilements. But the Buddha never made friends with defilements. Sometimes we are very familiar with defilements. We are used to be with defilements. Then we don't think it's mistakes or bad things in our life. If we come to know they are our enemies, they are destroying us, they disturb our improvement, we will know they are our enemies. Then Buddha has already known that all these defilements are enemies. And he destroys, eradicated, uprooted all the defilements. That's why second one is the one who destroys the enemies' defilements. That's why he's called Arahan. We also have the third definitions of Arahan. The one who destroys the spoke of samsara, the 12 fetters of definite origination. We also say Paticcasamuppada. So, as a Buddhist people, as a Buddhist, we all have known karma ownership, cause and relationship. The one has said all the things are arising depending on the causes. There is single causes, there can be many causes to give rise to one thing. But here, the Buddha has already destroyed the spoke of samsara, round of rivers. So I have said 12 fetters of dependent origination. This is too much to explain. So now I have to summarize all the 12 fetters. If we summarize, there will be three things. One is karma vada. The first one is kilesa vada, defilements rounds. So defilements, when we have defilements, then we will make many actions. For example, in modern community, everybody wishes to get new things, modern things, updated things, latest one. To get the latest one, for example, latest telephone, latest computer, they have to try very hard to earn more money. Because of defilements, they will make action. So if there's defilements, there must be karma, actions. When the karma mature, it will give results, vipaka. We will get the latest one. After getting the latest one, there will be another latest one. We must try very hard to get the next latest one. So these are called vada, round of rivers. Round. This is also called vadami rounds, circling. So there's the defilements, there must be action. There's the actions, there must be the results. If there's a result, then there will be defilements again. You get more. Then there will be karma again, there will be result again. So this is called water. The Buddha had already break down all these spoke of samsara. For example, you may have seen motorcycle, you may have seen bicycle. In the bicycle or in a motorbike, there is a spoke in the wheel. As long as there is a smoke, the wheel can run. If you break all the spoke in the wheel cannot run anymore. Similarly, the Buddha has already break spoke of samsara. That is why he will not be reborn anymore. That's why he's also called Arahan. Then the next one is worthy of receiving the four requisites. So we also can receive four requisites. Arahan also can receive four requisites. The Buddha also can receive four requisites. What's the difference? It's quite different. Actually, you was born in India. You also know where the Buddha get enlightenment. You also know where the Buddha entered Nirvana. You also know who is the first food donor. Okay, so you may know Lady Sujata. She offered the foods. So you can say rice gua, or make rice gua, offer to the Buddha. When she cooked, many of devas came down and infused divine nutrients into meal, Buddha's meal. They knew that this rice cure, miss cure, will be for the Buddha. Then you also have known that the lady Sujata offered to the Buddha can partook all the meal, all the foods as she offered. If ordinary people eat that kind of foods, they cannot digest. But the Buddha can digest. At the time, Bodhisattva can digest that foods. Yes, that kind of karma, that kind of karmic power. Then you also have known that the last foods, the last meal is offered by Junda, a goldsmith. When he offered, it will be the same. Many devas came, also infused divine nutrients in the last meal. Then, when he offered, at the time the Buddha was so weak, also too old already, then he cannot partook all the meal, all the foods as the donor offer. There are some leftover foods there. The Buddha asks Junda, please dig the swine. Just bury all the foods. Because if somebody throw away these foods onto the ground will dry, and also some insect will die in the ground. If he throw away in the water, then water will become very hot, and many fishes and some living beings in the water will die. If you throw in the grass or in the plants will dry up, the grass will dry up. Then there's the Buddha recommended him, dig the swine, also bury all the foods, leftover foods. Because if somebody eats the food, he cannot digest, he will die immediately after eating. That is why the Buddha allow him to bury under the ground. Okay, the main thing is, always the very nutritious foods, even divine nutriment, the Buddha can digest, worthy of receiving requisites. Not only that, he could partake or he could use any offering, any donations from anybody. That's the Buddha's power. Buddha's power. Then we have the last definition. It is the one who is the absence of secret evildoing. So that means there are many people who declare that they were Buddha at the time. For fear of complaints by people, they will do wrong things in private, in the solitudes, in the absence of people. But the Buddha will never do like that. In public or in private, the Buddha will never do any evil things. That's why he's called the one who is the absence of secret evildoing. He's also called Arahan. Okay, now in brief, there are 5 meanings of Arahan. The first one, the one who is far from defilements. Second definition, the one who has already destroyed the enemy's defilements. The third one, the one who destroys the spoke of samsara, the 12 factors of divine origination. The fourth one, who is worthy of receiving the 4 requisites. The fifth one, who is absence of secret evildoing. These are called Arahan. Then you have known Sammasambuddha. I think many of people have known Sammasambuddha. Right? Samma means well. Sami by himself. Buddha means enlightenment. Fully self-enlightenment or well enlightenment by himself. So this is called Sammasambuddha. So here we have to explain a little bit more things. Enlightened, okay, knowing what? So the Buddha also, the one who realized the full noble truth with right knowledge, without being guided by any teacher. That's why he's called Sammasambuddha. Samma means very well. Sambuddha means enlightenment, enlightened. Sami saying by himself, no teacher, without teacher, he could understand the noble truth. Now we also have to understand another way. There are 5 Dhammas to be realized. The first one is Sankara Formation. Actually, there are many different explanations of Sankara. Here, formation means all types of namas and rupas. This is called Sankara. We can also understand another way. This is the conditioning things. Conditioned by something. There's a cause, there's an effect. Second one is a vikara, change or alternation. So that means Buddha also can know people's behavior. We can also understand another way, body language. The Buddha also can understand body language. Now we have a lakkhana, the characteristics of mentalities and materialities, or anything. This is called lakkhana. Then the Buddha also can know or realize Nibbana. That is it. Also one of the things to be known. The Panyati, concepts or conventional truths. The Buddha also can understand the conventional truths. You may know many of Buddha's teaching. If you have read many discourses, the Buddha will say, sometimes given some simile, like for example, like a farming, Kasiparaparaja Sutta, about the farming. A simile, and Buddha explained many different things in detail. Sometimes the Buddha will give another simile, like a load, or trees, or trunks. Sometimes Buddha also talk about elephant or many things like that. This is the concept. Buddha also understands or realized many concepts or conceptual things. So it's also without teaching, without teacher, without guidance by anybody. He himself could understand or realize or know. That's why he's called Sammasambuddha. Okay, now you have known Arahan and Sammasambuddha. The next one will be a little bit long. Vichacharana Sampanno. Here we have to divide into two groups. The first one is Vicha, knowledge. The second group is Charana, contact. We have these two different things. There are some people in this world, they know, but they cannot practice. There are some people, they didn't know anything, or they don't know anything, but they practice. Buddha is not like that. He also know, he also practice. Buddha has two different qualities here. Now when we talk about which are knowledges, actually there are 8 types of knowledges. So you may have known when the Buddha get enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. This is also Visati. In that very day, Buddha had attained divine powers, psychic powers, also arhatship. Okay, here we have to talk about 8 knowledges. That means 8 vijja. The first one is insight knowledge. Everybody understand vipassana, insight. Then there are many different levels of insight knowledges. According to meditators' conditions, they have to practice different things according to their level. For example, when they are going to practice ultimate materialities, rupa, they must start with 4 elements in brief or in detailed methods. When they are going to practice nama, they have to start discerning nama, any of things. For example, like jhana, nama, dhamma, sensual sphere consciousness, and associated mental factors, and so forth. There are many things to be understood in insight knowledges. They were too wide here. So when we are going to practice cause-effect relationship, we have to also know dependent origination. That means paticca. Then second one, number 2, the supernormal power of mind-made body. In Pali we call manomayeji. That means by his supernormal power, he could create new body in the new other body in his body. Inside his body, there will be new other Buddha, maybe. He could create like that. The knowledge of recollecting the past existences, past lives. We call Buddhanussati. The Buddha also could know many past lives. His own past lives and past life of other living beings. A kind of psychic power. Then 3. Sorry, this is 3 is the knowledge of recollecting the past existences. 4. The knowledge of divine eyes. Divine eyes means The Buddha could see very subtle things, very fine things, very small things. Even ordinary people cannot see it. The Buddha can see it. It may be very far, blocked by many mountains or rocks or anything. The Buddha can penetrate and could see very far things if you wish. This is called divine eyes, divine chakra. And the divine ear. Number 5 is the knowledge of divine ear, diva sota. That means, although they have very subtle sound, speaking very subtle, but Buddha could hear if he wished. Although it will be very far, it will be very small, very little sound. Then blocked by many different things like a mountain, rock, or anything, wall or anything. Buddha could hear whatever sound you wish. Then 6, the knowledge of reading other living beings' minds. You may know that one. Buddha could read other people's minds. That's why he could give special guidance to special people. So we don't have that kind of power. We cannot give special guidance to special people. Then 7, the supernormal power of diving into earth, etc. We can say iti vida. The Buddha also can dive into the water, also flying on the sky, or maybe standing on the sky, or walking on the sky, walking on the water, and many different things. It's a kind of supernormal power. The Buddha also had attained all these types of supernormal power. The last one, number 8, the knowledge of destruction's taints. Destruction of taints or chemicals or mental intoxicants. Then the Buddha has already destroyed mental intoxicants, such as sensual pleasure, sensual desire, or wrong view. Also can be like also the delusion. He has already destroyed everything. That's why this is called Vijja, knowledge. Then we also have Charana. There are 15 types of Charana. Because we also translate as a contact. There are 15 types of contact. The Buddha is also endowed with 15 types of contacts. Here we call Charana. The first one is observing the precepts. We also observe precepts. The Buddha also observed the precepts. What is the difference? It's quite different. We have to train ourselves very difficultly. Sometimes we know it's wrong. We're going to avoid making mistakes. The Buddha may not have that kind of things. If the Buddha is mistakes, the Buddha can avoid normally and naturally. Observing precepts is also very powerful. We can say Adi Sila, superior Sila or supreme Sila. The Buddha morality is better than all other living beings. Then 2, guarding the sense doors. We all have known that we have to guard our sense doors. For example, we have to guard our eyes, ears, nose, tongues, body, and mind. If we cannot guard or protect or train it, there will be many defilements. When we see something desirable, we may like it, it will be attachment, lobha, greed. If we dislike, if we see something undesirable, then it will be dosa, hatreds or anger, depressions, distractions. Then this is also unwholesome. Similarly, when we're hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, whatever thing we do, if we cannot guard our sense doors, we cannot be free from like and dislike. We cannot be free from love and hate. It will disturb our improvement. So here, the Buddha can guard all the things, all the sense doors. No defilements can influence his mind. His mind is totally pure and free from defilements. Then again, 3, moderating in foods. This is also very important. If we don't moderate in foods, we waste a lot of food. So how to moderate in foods? When we are accepting, we must know the proper amount of foods. Sometimes when we are accepting, we may have many donors, that we cannot reject them. We may have plenty of foods. But when we are going to eat, we must know proper amount of the foods, the amount we can consume. We also have to know the suitable food for us. We must eat only suitable foods. We must eat only suitable amounts for our practice. This is called moderating in foods. So this is also important practice in Buddha's teaching. Wherever we go, wherever we receive donations from the devotees, we must consider. We must practice this one, the moderating in foods. Then another one is devotion to wakefulness. We call in Pali Jagrayana Yoga. The Buddha is always awake. As he was awake, he also recommended his disciple to be wakeful. How to be wakeful? Actually, there are some special suggestions for the Buddha's disciple. For example, we have to overcome hindrances by walking or sitting the whole day. So there are some hindrances. It will block our practice. For example, like essential desire. It will block our improvement. It will hinder our improvement. We have like a doubt or skepticism. It will hinder our practice, our improvement. So we have to overcome all these hindrances, meditating by walking or sitting the whole day. And the first watch of the night and the last watch of the night, it will be the same, by walking or by sitting. We have to overcome the hindrances. Then we can also rest in the middle watch of the night, lying on the back. The Buddha himself do the same. This is the way Buddha recommended his disciple. The Buddha himself also do the same. Only middle watch of the night, one third of the middle watch of the night, the Buddha will rest for a while, lying down, entering into fruition attainments or some other attainments, now falling asleep. So Buddha's wakefulness is stronger than ordinary bhikkhus. Of course, there are some arahants. They don't sleep. They can be wakeful whole night. There are also some ordinary bhikkhu. They can spend whole day, whole night without sleeping. They are just meditating. It's possible. So anyway, wakefulness is also one of the contacts we call in Pali, Jagriyana Yoga. Then again, 5, being endowed with faith, because we can also say confidence. So whatever practice we follow, whatever tradition we follow, we must have faith in 3 trainings. We must have faith in Buddha's, Dhamma's, and Sangha's quality. We must believe in karma's ownership and cause-effect relationship. If we have this kind of belief, this kind of faith, we can improve. Then we also have to believe in 3 trainers. For example, sila, morality, and the benefit of morality. If we believe in morality and the benefit of morality, then we can practice it well. Then similarly, we must believe in the concentration and the benefit of concentration. We must believe in the wisdom training, vipassana, and the benefits of vipassana. If we believe in that, we can improve better. The other one is number 6, being endowed with mindfulness. Mindfulness is always needed. In any time, in any conditions, in any place, any kind of practice, we must have mindfulness. Mindfulness is very important practice in Buddha's tradition. Then 7, being endowed with moral shame. Okay, here we have to talk about moral shame a little bit more. Moral shame means sometimes when we are going to do something very bad or some evil things, our minds are not very willing, or when we hesitate, or when we are heavy, then we can say we have moral shame. Now, if we respect ourselves or our own value, we have moral shame. If we don't respect ourselves, our value, we may not have moral shame. 8, being endowed with moral dread or moral fear. So here, moral fear means sometimes we are hesitating to do evil, to do bad things, or to make some mistakes. This is called moral dread or moral fear. It doesn't mean all the fear. When we fear of ghosts or something, this is not really moral fear. Moral fear means we are unwilling to do some bad things, we hesitate to do bad things. This is called moral dread or moral fear. But moral fear comes from respecting other people's and other people's value, like respecting our environment, such as our family member, our friends, our teachers, like Buddha. Then this is the cause of moral dread or moral fear. The world also have these 2, moral shame and moral fear. Actually, if we human beings don't have these 2, moral shame and moral fear, we will be like an animal. These 2 will protect. These 2 are protector of the world, the protector of human being or human nature. If we don't have moral shame and moral fear, we'll be shameless, fearless. We will do whatever thing we like. It will be very harmful for our environment. It will be very harmful for ourselves. Then again, we have 8, we have 9. Being endowed with Dhamma knowledge. In Pali, we call Sutta. There are some meditators or some foreigners, they ask me frequently, Bhante, what is the difference between Panya and Sutta? Mostly Panya refer to inside knowledges. Some it can be maybe like Dhamma knowledge also possible sometimes. Okay, now here we have to talk about Sutta. Sutta means learning knowledge or Dhamma knowledge. That means if we can study a collection of discourses, we have 5 collections of discourses. We call Nikaya, 5 Nikayas. Jika Nikaya, long discourses, a collection of long discourses. Majjhima Nikaya, a collection of middle discourses. Sauddha Nikaya, a collection of connected discourses. Then Anguttara Nikaya, a collection of numerical discourses. And Khuddaka Nikaya, a collection of minor discourses or small discourses. So if we can study one Nikaya, a collection of discourse, is called knowledgeable. If they can study 2 collections, 3 collections, 4 collections, 5 collections of Nikaya, that means he is called knowledgeable people or learned bhikkhus. We call Sutta. So here, the Buddha has Dhamma knowledge sure, because he's the Buddha. He delivered all the discourses by himself. All the discourses come from Buddhas. That's why Dhamma knowledge. The Buddha has Dhamma knowledge. Then 10, being diligent. So that means Buddha has a very, very strong viriya. Here we have 2 different things. We have to understand mental energy and bodily energy. Both of them are called viriya. Sometimes we use our bodily energy, sometimes we waste bodily energy. Sometimes we are using our mental energy properly, sometimes we are wasting our mental energy. The Buddha will never waste his mental energy or bodily energy. He just used properly, right efforts. Properly using his efforts. This is also one of the conduct. Then 11, attaining wisdom, Panya. So here, I have already said Panya and Sutta are 2 different things. So Panya also can cover learning knowledge. Panya also can cover thinking knowledge. Panya also can cover practicing knowledge or come from experiences. So that means by learning, we can be knowledgeable. This is the one thing, similar to Sutta. By thinking, we can also get knowledge. This is also called Panya. But here, in this case, attaining wisdom means by practicing, we attain wisdom. For example, if we practice Anapanasati, we will know how to practice Anapanasati. What are the difficulty? How to attain jhana? Every single steps. If we can know every single steps in practicing Anapanasati, then we are wise. We become wiser. Similarly, we can also practice many other things like insight knowledges. Every single steps, there are many things to do. If we can do properly, we become wiser and wiser. Then 12, attaining the first jhana. 13, attaining the second jhana. 14, attaining the third jhana. And 15, attaining the fourth jhana. These are called contact. So in brief, there are 8 knowledges and 15 types of contacts. The Buddha has achieved all these things. The Buddha endowed with all these knowledge and contacts. That's why it's called Vijayatana Sampanno. Unfortunately, I have already said I cannot complete all the 9 qualities. Anyway, if I have opportunity, I will going to use Buddha's quality again. So now I have to talk about how to practice recollection of Buddhas. When we are going to practice, we have to sit keeping crossed legs. One leg should be outside, one leg should be inside. Then keep your head and body straight. Don't force in your backbones or any other body parts. Relax your body, relax your mind. Then try to see the Buddha's image or Buddha's statues you like. In the very beginning, you must open your eyes and try to see it. When you get absorbed on the picture or statues, close your eyes, try to visualize the Buddha statues or the Buddha's image. Then you can start recollecting Buddha's quality. Arahan, the one who is far from defilements. Arahan, the one who is far from defilements. Using the same quality, you can repeat many times. You can recollect many times until you can satisfy or you can feel peacefulness. Similarly, you can also try Arahan, the one who has already killed his enemy's defilements. You can repeat many times. So you can use any of Buddha's quality one by one as you prefer. The main thing is you must have devotion to the Buddha. You must recollect normally. Don't be in a hurry, just normally keep recollecting. If you can do very well, what will be the benefits? You have confidence, you have faith, and the Buddha will become stronger. Sometimes we need confidence. We also need faith in the Buddha. When it becomes very stronger, then we can have better practice in our meditations and any other methods, any other subjects. So we also have to know one more thing here. In India or any country, if we are going to build a pagoda or a jetiya, it will cost a lot of money, right? So now, if you can recollect Buddha's quality, you cost nothing, but your body is worthy of shrine. Your body becomes shrine room. That is why when we can recollect Buddha's quality, our body becomes shrine room, where the Buddha live. We may try to build many pagoda. If some non-Buddhists destroy the pagoda, we'll feel unhappy, right? But the Buddha in our hearts cannot be destroyed by anybody. That's why we must build a pagoda or a shrine in our hearts by recollecting Buddha's quality. So Buddhanussati also can be the foundations of Vipassana. Okay, here, by practicing Buddhanussati, we cannot attain jhana, but we can attain asset concentration, upachara samadhi. Based on that, we can practice Vipassana. Go to 4-element meditations, in brief or in detailed methods, and go to Dhamma meditations, concept meditations, and many different steps. We can continue practicing Vipassana. If we have enough parami, we can also obtain path fruition knowledge. That's why this is also important in our life. So finally, as conclusion, may you all be able to practice through the 3 trainings as taught by the Buddha. As a result of it, may you all be able to practice, so may you all be able to attain the final sensations, realizations of Nibbana as soon as possible. Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Is
Bhante,
okay.
Any questions can ask?
Okay, okay.
Okay. प्रश्न आहेत का कुणाला? Please hand raise करा. Okay. Yes. Unmute करा please.
Hello.
हाँ.
Vandami. I want to ask, what is the difference between integrity and morality? Integrity and morality. Integrity and morality.
Okay, so here I have to talk about two. We say integrity. This one is a little similar to uju and soju, right? We can say like honesty or integrity, or we can also say like sincerity. All these things can be considered as uju. Uju means maybe uprightness or something like that. So morality is training our body and speech. This is called morality. Integrity, okay, it depends on his personality, right? It can be many different things. It will be a little bit wider. So for example, sorry. When you read Metta Sutta, you may know uchucha, suchucha, two different things. So here, integrity is a little bit similar to suju. Suju means he's very sincere, also very straightforward, uprightness, even bodily, mentally, or verbally, he's very honest. Okay, this is called suju. So for about sila, morality, it can be only training body and training mind. Sorry, training body and training speech, not mind. Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
But they have another hand raise. I'm going to unmute.
Okay.
Please unmute quickly. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. I am facing an issue right now. Is like I have attended the Vipassana course. I was doing Vipassana course for some Vipassana meditation for some time, but I am like in between due to some reason I stopped it. Like 2 months it has happened for me. So how do I it will work for me?
Please, please repeat again, please.
I was doing Vipassana earlier, but last 2 months I was not able to do it. So how do I like start it again? Like I'm like, finding it difficult, but I'm doing Anapana every day, but I'm not able to do it actually.
Okay, so that means if you can practice Anapanasati continuously, it will be much better. If you take many different objects, it will make your mind busy too much, right? So choose only one thing. Anapanasati is better, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other thing?
Yes. Ravindraji, vichara patkan.
Vandami Vande. My question is regarding some of the people who is affected by this COVID. They lost their loved ones. And sir, आवाज येतोय माझा?
Yes.
So they lost their loved ones. So say they lost faith in Lord Buddha and their respective religions also. So what can we do for them?
His question is, many people in COVID lost their loved ones, and because of that reason, they lost the faith in Buddha and their own religion. So what we have to do to regain the faith in those people or in our own heart?
Okay, so that means, there was some disaster, right? It can arise anytime. So, okay, for example, now we can say like a Rakandara Kappa. It also happened in Vesali at the time of the Buddha, right? Like a Ratana Sutta, Buddha also had Ratana Sutta and so on. Anyway, so the main thing is, that means as long as we are living according to morality, if we live like a observing morality or something like that, then as long as we have good behavior, they can regain their faith. I already said knowledge and contact. It depends on how we behave. If our behavior is getting better and better, then we, according to religious teaching, right? We practice, our behavior become better and better, then they can regain their faith. In any disaster, they will lose their faith, sure. Not only in COVID, any disaster, right? It will be the same.
Okay.
Okay, any other thing?
But their forehand is raised yet. Mr. Nyanadamiko, please unmute. Yeah, please ask.
Pandami sayadaw. Good evening. Thank you for the
Good
time
evening.
and sayadaw. Happy Wesak Day. Sayadaw. What the Buddha message? What is the Buddha message for to the disciple in the world?
What is Buddha?
What is Buddha message?
What is the Buddha essence? What do you mean essence?
Message.
To?
Message. To the
Mindset.
To the disciples. To the disciples.
To his disciple.
Yeah.
So that means what's the Buddha's mindset towards his disciples, you mean?
Yes.
Right? Your question, what's the Buddha mindset to his disciples? Okay. So that means, actually, you know, I already said, when we talk about other living beings, right? For the welfare of other living beings, the Buddha has only two things. One is Dhamma talks. Whether it's person like Buddhanussati, he cannot attain arahantship, he cannot attain any path of fruition knowledge. But the Buddha explained very long discourses for his parami. Similarly, Sajjaka Paripajaka, right? One of the ascetics. He didn't said that please accept me as your disciple. But the Buddha gave very long discourses for the welfare of his future. So that means the Buddha will practice for the welfare of living beings by giving Dhamma talks, or maybe by waiting the opportunity of their maturity of controlling faculties. Okay. The main thing is whoever disciples, it may be good or bad, the Buddha have the same metta, equal loving kindness, equal compassions, equal sympathetic joy, equal equanimity. According to the personality, it will be the same. Nothing different. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you,
Yes.
Sayadaw.
Please, Vaishali, don't worry, unmute kara, please.
Vandami Banteji, thank you so much for this Dhamma Desna. I just want to know about, as most of us, we are living a lay life, and it is difficult to follow the precepts sometimes. Sometimes we break these precepts. So can you please guide us how diligently we should follow and what all the steps we should know to liberate our heart? Please, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So actually, you must know a little bit more detail about Sila. For example, Panalipada, right? I think many people have difficulty with morality because they don't know the precepts also. For example, killing. It must be a living beings. We also know as living beings. Then we also have intention to kill. Then we make actions. The living being die. This is called Panalipada. Then what also says, if we suspect, don't eat, right? If we see somebody killing for you, don't eat. If you hear somebody killing for you, don't eat that kind of meat, for example. We have that kind of teaching. So in India, you can get vegetarian foods easily, right? Because many of India are also vegetarian. It's okay, very easy to get. If you eat meat, also you have to consider. Don't order. As long as you don't order, just go to the market. Just try to get fresh meat normally without asking anybody to kill. It will be easier for you. This is for food, right? For other daily life, sometimes if you have to, for example, if you have to chase out ants or maybe like a mosquito, for example, right? Don't use very poisonous repellent or anything in order that they may die, right? So that's why we have to use a little bit soft one, just trying to chase out them. There are many ways to solve the problem. Okay, so first, you must learn in your environment, what do we solve? What kind of things is available? Similarly, telling a lie is very easy to tell right now, right, in modern community. So we must have new habits. New habits determine. Gradually, you may have habit of telling the truth, something like that. So anyway, the main thing is make new habits. Learn your environment. Also you also have to learn the factors of the moral precepts. If you can know everything in detail, you can find more solutions to follow the precepts. Okay?
But there is a two
Okay.
more hand. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay. Unmute, please.
Okay.
No, sorry. Unmute, please. Mr. Rudy.
Okay.
Yeah. Please speak.
Okay. Wandami Bante. Can you hear me, Bante?
I can hear.
Okay. Happy Vesak Day, Bante. I wanna ask Bante, as a lady, as a lay person, that what should we do to order to improve our understanding, and also to make our faith and our pride feel become better and stronger, Bante? What you advise to us to improve our understanding, also make our
Understanding, you mean understanding?
yeah
To improve understanding, and another one is?
faith, Bante, the sada.
Faith, okay.
Yeah, faith, Bante.
Sada, okay.
Yeah, to become more stronger and more better, than we can understand the big picture of the teaching of the Buddha, Bante. Okay. Thank
Sure.
you, Bante.
So that means actually there we have Tipitaka, right? If you can read Tipitaka, sure, okay. Well, I will say some comparison between religion, okay? You can also reach many other religions and also their religious leader or anybody. So if we compare with other religious leader, the Buddha is very pure. Right? Buddha has never make any mistakes or many never say any abusive words or very bad things or his life, right? This is very, very pure. So this is the one thing. So when we can know Buddha's quality, we can have stronger faith. Similarly, when we can know Dhamma's quality, we have stronger faith. When we can know Sangha's quality, we can have more stronger faith. It's okay. This is one part. Another part is learning. If we learn many different Buddhist texts, if we know how to practice, if we can apply our daily life, for example, we have the duties of wife and husband as lay devotees, as lay person. We also have the duties of bhikkhus and devotees. We also have the duties of employers and employees. We have all the things in Buddha's teaching. Try to apply all the things. We can understand why Buddha laid down all these things. Okay, now practically, in India, women and men are quite different, right? Very strong barrier. Different level, right?
Yes.
So, but now in Buddha's teaching, say, women also can attain hardship. Only Buddha allowed that kind of things. Still special allowance. Okay, now another thing is, we also have to know duty of wife and husband. When you read, you can understand equal. Husband also have husband duties. Wife also have wife duty, right? When you can understand your own duties and your family duties, wife duties, children duties, parent duties, everything, then the more you can understand about morality, the more it becomes valuable for yourself. It will make all the morality, all the practice will make yourself valuable. Then you make stronger faith in Buddha. You can also understand more. So okay, in brief, you have to learn more suttas, more discourses. Try to read many discourses. One more thing I have to remind you, don't read many other books written by many different authors. Authors are not the Buddha. Writers are not the Buddhas. Try to read original, translated by somebody. Right? Tika Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, all the Nikaya, trying to read original. It will make you stronger. Okay? So if you want to understand Buddha's teaching well, read Buddha's teaching. If you want to have stronger faith, practice, also trying to apply in a daily life. Okay? And it's enough, right? Okay, then next one.
Okay, Bante. Thank you, Bante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Anything?
Hello.
Hello.
Bante.
Okay, I can hear.
Buddha. Okay. Buddha was most compassionate, we say. So this quality of Buddha comes under which of these 9 qualities? Most compassionate, Mahakarunik, we say.
Compassion.
So
okay, actually, Mahakarunika, we can. The compassion is the one is which quality you mean?
Which of these 9 qualities it comes under?
Which are 9 quality?
Most compassionate
Actually,
is which of these 9 qualities?
okay,
And how
so
can
that
we
means
practice? How can we practice?
How can we practice compassion?
Yes.
Actually, okay. For example, compassion also can attain jhana. Be careful, right? Compassion also can attain jhana. When we talk about jhana, it also can be a kind of dharana, contact, right? Okay. The main thing is compassion also the foundations of parami perfections. Without compassions, the Buddha cannot fulfill, Bodhisattva cannot fulfill the parami perfections. This is another thing to understand. How to practice? Okay, this is very big questions. So again, we have to know about the living beings, right? For example, we have suffering living beings, happy living beings, or the normal living beings. When we see suffering living beings, we have to do compassion. We have to practice compassion towards the living beings. Okay, now, when we are going to practice, you may know Awiro homi, Avabajo homi, Anigo homi, Sukya Danambri Harami, Dukkha Muchami, Yatalara, Dara Sampati to Mawika Chami, Kamasako. We have that kind of passage when we radiate metta to ourselves. So one of them is Dukkha Muchantu. When we see some suffering living beings, we have to radiate compassion to other living beings. May he be free from suffering. May he be free from suffering like that. Keep radiating, and you can come peace. You can feel peacefulness and calmness. After that, you can also radiate compassion toward yourself, respected one, dear one, indifferent one, and enemies. If you can practice continuously like this, then you may have equal compassion towards every living being. It will take time, but it's possible. This is how the Buddha instructed in his teaching. Okay?
Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yeah, please unmute first.
Vandami Bante.
Mm-hmm.
Bante, I want to ask about Sila. In 8th precept, precept number 7 is refraining from using perfume. But as a lay person, it's kind of hard because, for example, shampoo, it contains perfume. If I only practice for one day, then it's okay. I may take a bath without soap or shampoo. But if I want to practice for more days, then I cannot do that. It makes me feel my practice is not perfect. Then what should I do, Bante?
Okay.
Thank you, Bante.
Actually, we have many other shampoos without perfume. Now we are using many shampoos without perfume. I don't remember how many types I have. Anyway, so okay, that means you may have a handmade soap. I think you can get right handmade soap. You can use soap as a shampoo. You can also use soap as a body wash, right? Then anyway, there are many ways to overcome. It depends on the material you use. I think in modern community, we have a lot of many organic shampoo and organic body wash, right? You can try. It's much better than perfume. So that means if you have a habit of using the one later, and you may not like perfume. Okay, so try to find the material, organic shampoo or organic body wash in your community. Then you can find the solution, right? As we have actually, as people, I have many things like this. But you can also get that kind of things the same. Where are you from?
Indonesia, Bante.
Are you from India or in Indonesia? Indonesia also is possible. And you can also get handmade soap, right? In Indonesia, organic soap. Using many fruits and flowers and something like that, right? It's possible. Okay, then any other day?
But the last question now.
Okay.
Hello, Bhante. While listening your talk, a quote from Dhammapad came to my mind. Khanti Paramam Tapoti Tikha, since you were talking about jhana as well, Bhante. So how to practice Khanti for excellent result in meditation? That is what I would like to ask.
Okay, so there's a relationship between Khanti and Metta. Okay, we have a relationship between Khanti and Metta.
Okay.
So that means if we practice Metta, loving kindness to our living beings, we will have stronger Khanti. So this is the first thing we have to understand. So similarly, we can also understand like a compassion and also samatha to join and equanimity. We can say 4 sublime pattern. When we have 4 sublime pattern, then we may have stronger Khanti. So that means it will take time to practice, right? Okay, for example, metta. We have one simile, like a metta and Khanti. These two will come together. Wherever there's a Khanti, there must be metta. Wherever there's a metta, there must be Khanti. These two work together, like tail and head and tail or a snake, or any other living beings. Wherever the head go, the tail will follow. Wherever the tail go, the head will follow. Similarly, Khanti and metta will come together. So you may have know how to radiate metta and meditate many things in your community. If you can learn well, you can know how to practice. Then your Khanti will become stronger. Okay?
Yes, Bhante. Thank you.
Yeah, finish, Bhante. The questions are finished now. Bhante, please, if possible, please share the merits for all the meditators here.
Okay, go share a merit, right?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay. Idang me punya.
Idang me punyang.
Okay, but you can follow me. You can read after me. Idang me punyang.
Idang me punyang.
Adasawakaya wahang.
Asavakayang wahang.
Asawakaya wahang. Hotu.
Hotu.
Idang me punyang.
Idang me
Idang me
punyang.
punyang.
Idang me punyang.
Nibbanasa.
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 Pachayo.
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 Hotu.
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 Mama punya bagang.
Mama punya bhagang.
Mama punya bagang.
Mama punya bhagang.
Sabba sadana.
Sabba satana.
Sabba sadana.
Sabba satana.
Bhajemi.
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 Te sabe.
Te sabbe.
Te sabe.
Te
Me
sabbe.
samang.
Me samang.
Me samang.
Me
Punya
samang.
bagang.
Punya bhagang.
Labandu.
Labantu.
Labandu.
Labantu.
Sadhu. Sadhu.
Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu.
Sadhu.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bante.